5. I'm your host, James Yoder of the Michigan Football Report. The Wolverines getting blown out 35-14 at Happy Valley in Madison, Wisconsin today, Saturday, September 21st, and the Jim Harbaugh Michigan football program in year 5 is in a complete free fall after losing 35-14 to Wisconsin. It could have been 55-0. Wisconsin dominated every aspect of the game throughout this one. We're going to run through our grades very quickly here in the Michigan Football Report from this disaster of a game against Wisconsin. Let's start off with Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, Michigan's football coach, I'm giving an F2 on the day for the team's performance. Lackluster performance for this team. Complete disaster. Completely uninspired, and I was sickened to watch that game as a Michigan football fan for my entire life. A guy who spends all kinds of money to go to games, donates to the university, season tickets. Complete disaster, an F for Harbaugh. When I ask you guys a question, I'm going to put my comments below here while you're doing it. Is Jim Harbaugh on the hot seat? Is he on the hot seat? I just put my comment below for you guys. I'm going to go with yes. I think he's got to be on the hot seat. Imagine if this was another coach at another school of this level of expectations. Year 5. Your worst team. Blown out by Wisconsin. The worst offense in the Big Ten. An F for Jim Harbaugh. How about Josh Gattis? What are we doing for Josh Gattis? Michigan's, savior offensive coordinator. The guy who's going to do speed in space. The guy who put out... Michigan's graphics department put out pictures of a Michigan football player in a spacesuit out above Earth, right? Speed in the outer space. Oh, yeah, that was a really great campaign. More talk, less do. That's the mantra for Michigan. Fire him. Fire Josh Gattis. I do not have any reason why you should keep Josh Gattis as Michigan football's coach. They're the worst offense I have seen since Rich Rod's first year in 2008. Let's take a look at the stats on offense for Michigan, where they got 40 yards of rushing, 259 yards of passing. But what did it matter? It didn't come when it was needed. They had almost no stats in the first half, but 80 yards, something like that, passing in the first half. 299 for the day, 14 lousy points that didn't matter at all when they were down 35-0, whatever it was. So that was a disaster of a game for the offense. How about Don Brown? I put out a tweet. What's more of a fraud? What's more of a con man? Don Brown is the defense coordinator or Bernie Madoff? And, it was like 90% Don Brown. F- for Don Brown. Don Brown has sucked for 6 straight games. Indiana, Ohio State, Florida, Middle Tennessee State, Army, Wisconsin. 5 of the last 6 games sucked. 1 game against a triple option, no scholarship service academy. Was he okay? I think I gave him a C or something like that. 487 yards. And that's just because Wisconsin stopped trying to score. They just wanted the game to end and get out of there. 487 yards. It should have been 650. 359 yards of rushing when it mattered. Early in the game, Wisconsin did whatever they wanted with the ball. 35 points. Again, they could have scored 50. It was that big of a mismatch. Shea Patterson, we'll run through the offense. We'll run through the defense here. Our Michigan football grades. I'm going with an F for Shea Patterson. You get an F, Shea. You get an F. Your stats were pedestrian. Dylan, we can just show end-of-game stats here if you want. Whatever we've got out there. Shea, I love you. I was so excited when he came to Michigan football program. I'm still going to defend you because I think you're better than Dylan McCaffrey and Joe Milton. But this offense and you are just not working like they should right now. 14 of 32, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And even when people were getting excited, even when I put on Twitter, that's the confidence play that Shea Patterson needs right in the beginning of the game, it was still a play where Shea had to scramble and find somebody kind of sidearming it to Ronnie Bell across the sideline. It wasn't a set play. It wasn't a play that looked easy. It wasn't something like you'd see from from Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Alabama, an NFL offense. F for Shea Patterson. I'm sorry. He is not getting it done where he needs to be as a returning starter as a senior. How about the running backs? Yoder, how'd you know that Charbonnet was going to be out? Who said that? I mean, I was just waiting for all of the haters and losers to try and, come at me. The second Charbonnet came in the game, I'm like, okay. Well, I was like, Gosh, could my source be really that wrong on this? You guys know how good I've been. F-, for the running backs, by the way. And it was all just a joke. It was a joke to put him in there. They brought Zach Charbonnet on a hobbled knee. They put him in the game for one reason. And that one reason was because he's the only running back, Jay Harbaugh, the running backs coach, that can block for a Michigan football quarterback when there's a pass rush coming on. So here's the rushing leaders versus Wisconsin. These are the rushing leaders for the entire team. Let me read these off to you guys so we don't have any confusion. Dylan McCaffrey, your backup quarterback who didn't get into the game until the third quarter, is your leading rusher. 3 carries for 21 yards. Christian Turner, not very much talent. 6 for 17. Womp womp. Zach Charbonnet shouldn't have been playing. And then your third string quarterback and your backup defensive tackle, Ben Mason, are in the rushing leaders for this team in a top 15 matchup. F-, for the running backs, the wide receivers, the best position group on the field for Michigan. I mean, what are we doing here? They've got talent. Ronnie Bell is the only guy showing up. I don't know. Tariq Black, what are you doing, man? These guys, these wide receivers are just all talk. That's all they are. Let's take a look at the wide receiver leaders. Ronnie Bell got 68 yards on the first play of the game, and then nothing from him after that. Nico Collins, some junkyard stuff. Tariq Black, again, junk time stuff. Only got stats when the game was coming to an end. So that's what it is from those two guys. Sean McCune, Nick Eubanks, whatever. 3 catches for Eubanks, 2 catches for McCune, and a touchdown. Those are your receiving leaders for Wisconsin. Guys, Michigan's got 9 more football games to play this year, and you can probably make some money betting against them if you want to. But a lot of games going on here in college football, all kinds of games tomorrow in the NFL. If you're going to put some money on it, it's a great stress reliever. I'll tell you what, to not have to worry about your heart, just about your wallet, makes actually football a lot more fun. I have more fun watching games I bet than I do watching Michigan football play this year. That is a fact. Go to BetDSI and do it. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is GOBLUE. 120% deposit bonus. You put in your first 100, they'll give you another one. They'll give you 120. You put in 200, you get an extra 240. You put up 500, you get $600 sitting there for free. So you put in 500, you go, whoa, I've got 500 in my account. No, 1,100 in your account because you got 600 for free with that 120% deposit bonus. How about the offensive line? I am so sick of the Michigan media contingent in Ann Arbor. Oh, this is the best offensive line Michigan's had in a decade. F for the offensive line. Overhyped. Not a unit. Don't protect Shea Patterson. Don't get any running yards. Don't open up any holes. This group is getting an F, and Ed Warner is not coaching like he should. Something's broken with his Michigan coaching staff because this is supposed to be their best, one of their best positions, this and wide receiver, and both are playing terrible. Tight ends for Michigan. I don't know. What do we give him, a C here, Dylan? Give him a C. You see the C on the screen. I mean, McCune had 2 catches and a touchdown. Eubanks had 3 catches. But they were 8 yards, 12 yards. They were not big plays. So these guys are just average players. McCune had a nice catch, whatever. Nothing to get excited about as I'm falling over. As you guys can tell, this is unfiltered, raw Yoder here. I'm not scripted. I'm going right off the cuff here. So C for these guys. I'm just yelling out a number, and Dylan's putting it on the screen. That's what's going on out here. Special teams. Dylan, I'm going to type this one right now. I'm giving it a who cares. Give me a who cares to special teams. Because it didn't matter. Didn't matter what they did. Punting, returns, kicks. Ronnie Bell was returning kicks again, punts again. He didn't do anything. The kick returners, did they even do anything? I can't remember. It was that it didn't matter in the game. I mean, did Michigan have no kick returns? They just let every single one bounce in the end zone? That's so weird. Who cares in that one? But what about you guys' confidence level in Jim Harbaugh? 1 through 10. What's your confidence level? I'm going with a 3. I don't know what to say. 3 is my confidence level in Jim Harbaugh. You see over there on the side, you got a great Jim Harbaugh. We're conflicting information, Dylan. It's all good. A, B, C, D, or F, 1 through 10. Whichever it is, I'm going with a D- for the season and an F for today. But that's the grades and the confidence level. It's a 3. I don't know what to say. I don't even feel bad. I know what you guys feel. You can toss the defensive line up there, Dylan. I'll start talking about them shortly. I don't feel bad. Like, I'm not even that mad. I'm just like, I'm almost like dead inside. I am just dead inside watching this team play. I'm giving the defensive line an F-. This is the worst defensive line since 2010. Very little talent. Aiden Hutchinson is the only guy who even looks like he should be a Michigan football player at this point. Michael Donna, the transfer from Central Michigan, made a few plays. There's no defensive tackles on the roster. No defensive tackles on the entire roster for Michigan at this point. Jonathan Taylor slices through them like Swiss cheese all day and makes them look like a complete MAC team. I'm taking a sip of my Red Bull here on screen because I need some energy to not just go sit in my room and, pray to the shrine of Lloyd Carr that I have in my room to bring him back. But F- to the defensive line. Linebackers, I don't know what to put for this one because, what can you grade the linebackers when the defensive line just stands up and gets knocked their asses back and, all of a sudden the offensive line can release the linebackers? So I'm giving it a D-, but with such a poor defensive line, the linebackers are not being put in a very good position. I don't think they're bad, but how did Michigan get this bad in defensive line where the linebackers came and make plays? Look at the tackling leaders. You got a couple linebackers in here with Jordan Anthony getting some play again, Khaleke Hudson leading the team in tackles, but Brad Hawkins and Josh Metellus, you've got two guys in your secondary getting up there with the stat leaders. So those are your stat leaders, your tackle leaders for Michigan versus Wisconsin. I am James Yoder, the king of Michigan football media, proven once again by telling you what was going on with Zach Charbonnet, while all these complete bums out there that are so afraid of Jim Harbaugh that they can't even give a reasonable grade or be like, Yoder's lying, whatever it is. But secondary is our final grade here in the show. They're getting a D. They're getting a D. I'll just take a look at the stat leaders here one more time while we're kind of wrapping the show up. I mean, Wisconsin didn't do much passing, but they didn't need to. But Cohen 13 of 16, so he every time he threw the ball, it was completed pretty much. So I don't really know what to make of the secondary. They haven't been tested in 2 weeks because Army just ran every time and Wisconsin basically ran every time. So the secondary didn't have to do anything, but they didn't make any plays. So for that, they get a D from me. So we'll see when they have more passing teams to go against whether or not this secondary has any talent. Dylan, do we have any questions left? Do you have any questions we want to go to, Dylan? Yeah. We'll kind of go through there. But those are your Michigan football grades. I want to ask you guys one more question before we either decide to end the show or keep asking questions. What's your one-word reaction to Michigan's loss against Wisconsin? Hey there, Michigan football fans. Thanks so much for watching the Michigan Football Report. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got Michigan football news, rumors, recruiting information, and inside access to the Michigan football program. You ready for another Michigan football video? I got you hooked up right here. Go Blue.